Good morning, everyone. I hope all are doing well. So, as we were discussing about chapter light, sorry, sound. So, in sound, we have discussed about its definition that sound is a form of energy, propagation of sound, that how sound travel from one point to another, and sound needs a medium to travel. Right. So, today I am going to discuss with you all, first of all, the important characteristics of sound. Characteristics of sound. So as we all know that sound is a form of energy. Sound can travel from one point to another, right? So there are some terms related to sound which can measure some quantities of sound like speed, time. So that we are going to discuss out. First of all, let a sound is moving in the form of a wave. Let's assume that, right? So here you can see I'm measuring something like one is this, another is this. So the terms for the characteristics of sound, first one is amplitude, very important. Amplitude is the disturbance or the displacement of the particle, maximum displacement from its mean position. Right? So, like amplitude is the maximum displacement of the particle from their mean position. So, what is mean position? We have already discussed in the simple oscillations, right? Like the pendulum when it oscillates, so it oscillates between two extreme position and it crosses its mean position. So, amplitude is the maximum displacement. So, here you can see this is the amplitude, right? Then another we have one more thing. Decibel is the unit of amplitude in which we measure, right? Then second we have frequency. Frequency is the number of vibrations per second. Like here we can see one wave is of this kind. If I draw one more, so what is the difference between these two? The difference is that the time interval is same. This is the time interval, but the number of waves, like here is one wave, then second, then third, then 3.5. Here we can say 1.5, 1.5, and 3.5. So what is the difference? This wave is having high frequency because more number of waves in same time. So frequency is the number of vibrations per unit time. That time can be per second, per minute, per hour, but basically we use per second for frequency, the number of vibrations per second. And the unit in which it is measured, that is hertz. This is the symbol hertz, right? Then third is the time period. Time period is very simple, as from its name it's very clear. This is the time taken to complete one oscillation. If this is oscillation starting from O, A and B, then O to B, whatever the time it will take, that will be the time period. As we know, the unit for time period is second, denoted by small s, right? These are the three basic characteristics of sound wave, right? There are few more which are depending on these. One more, that is wave length. If you look at the name, it completed it combination of two words, wave length. So here I mentioned This is wavelength. That is wavelength. And it is denoted by lambda. This is the lambda, is the symbol for donating. So this is the length of one wave, that is called wavelength, and its unit we take angstrom, and it is noted by A this. And 1 angstrom is equal to 10 raised to power minus 10 meter. That you have to keep in mind, right? Then after this, the characteristics which are depending on all these, that are, one is loudness. Loudness depends upon amplitude. So how we can distinguish between a loud sound, high loud, highly loud, and less loud sound, with the help of amplitude only. One is this, another is this. Frequency is same here, but what we can say, the amplitude is high. Amplitude is high, then the loudness will also be high. Higher the amplitude, higher the loudness. You might have seen the musical instruments which are used, like for especially the amplifier. When we increase the volume, then the more number of lights glow very fastly. That means the amplitude is increased. If you will keep the voice low, then the LED bulbs, small bulb, which glow very slowly and very less in number. Then we have pitch. Or shrillness. Pitch or shrillness means we can say sharp, shrill, shriller. It depends upon frequency. Higher the frequency, higher the pitch. Lesser the frequency, lesser the pitch. How we can distinguish between high pitch sound and low pitch sound? That can be explained by this. One sound is this, another wave is this. So here we can see the higher the more frequency, more pitch. Less frequency, less pitch or shrillness. Then we have quality or timbre, we can say. Quality and timbre is the characteristic of sound with the help of which we can identify the sound of a person if that sound will have the same loudness, same pitch. Like I told you earlier also, that we can distinguish or we can identify our friends with their voice only due to this characteristic, that is quality or timbre. Right, so these are the basic characteristics for sound. Now we will discuss about how do we hear. Hear sound. Clear? How do we hear sound means that how can we hear? We know that we are able to hear the sound, whatever sound is produced. So we hear through our ear, right? This is our ear from which we can see. But this is not only the external structure. There is till here inside. How inside? Let me tell you. The ear is comprises of three parts. One is outer ear, then middle ear, then inner ear. In our outer ear, we have pinna. This structure is called pinna, right? In which we are having the eardrum. Here we are also having eardrum. just inside, out here, near the middle ear. Now, in the middle ear, we are having bones, three bones: hammer, anvil, and stirrup. Right? And in inner ear, we have cochlea. Now, how does it work? When the sound produced will be strike or enter through the pinna, then it will reach the eardrum. When it will strike on the eardrum, then the vibrations will be created, vibrations will be produced. Now these vibrations will enter in the middle ear. Now in the middle ear, we are having three bones. What is the working of these? What is the function of these bones? These bones simply will magnify these vibrations, right? Magnify. That will vibrations which are received from eardrum, that will be magnified in the middle ear. Just that's it, the working of these three bones in the middle ear. Then these highly magnified vibrations will reach the inner ear where cochlea is present. Now, what is the function of cochlea? Cochlea will just convert these vibrations, highly magnified vibrations received from middle ear to the brain, but in the form of electric signal. This is the main function of cochlea, because vibrations will not be read by the brain. Only the electric signals will be read by the brain. So first of all, it will convert these vibrations into electric signal, then it will reach to brain, and then brain will interpret the sound, right? So children, in ear we are having three parts, right? First of all, the sound reaches. Let us do it in the form of a table. That will be easy for you to learn also. So first of all, as we know, so what we will write here, sound enters ear through pinna, right? Then this sound strikes eardrum and produce vibrations. Then the vibrations will be produced. This all is in outer ear. Now these vibrations will reach to inner middle ear. Now we know that the three bones are waiting for the vibrations. So what will happen there? These vibrations are magnified or amplified, you can say, right, by the three bones present in middle ear, right? Now these highly amplified signals or highly amplified vibrations will enter in the inner ear, right? Where cochlea is waiting for these amplified vibrations, then highly vibrations are converted into electric signals. Electric signals, right? by, you can mention here also, cochlea, right? Then from cochlea, these signals reaches our ear. Then at last, signals are interpreted by brain. So this is all about the process of hearing for human beings, right? Three parts of ear: outer ear, middle ear, and inner ear, right? Children, so speaking is easy for us. Hearing is easy for us. For speaking, we have understood that how we speak, how we produce a sound, then how it travels, then how it reaches to ear. So these all are processes which we are familiar with now, right? So first of all, outer ear, only pinna is there, then middle ear, three bones are present. Then in the inner ear, cochlea is present, functions and working, everything, right? So that is all. I hope you have enjoyed and it will be very helpful for you to learn this. Thank you.